Winners over Sandalwood 31-7 as Riverside, Gibby, just continues to roll. Riverside, one of the more dangerous teams in Duval County coming down the stretch here in the regular season.
You know, they've put it all together on both sides of the football. We know their defense has been really strong all year long, but their offense has really come up clutch. You know, a couple weeks ago against Trinity Christian, they had a late touchdown to beat the, Trinity Christian in that ball game, but I think Coach Nicholas at Riverside is really putting things together on both sides of the ball.
St. Augustine, fresh off a bye last week, they remain undefeated. The Yellow Jackets 56-0 over Gainesville. So St. Augustine continues to roll. Fort White 45-0 over Ridgeview tonight. Some games that have yet to go final. Boy, we got an interesting one in the District of Doom. Last score I have, Gibby, Fleming Island in the fourth quarter has taken the lead on Creekside, 48-42 in the fourth quarter. Boy, a loss for Creekside tonight would be pretty bad for their postseason hopes.
Yeah, it would. I mean, Creekside has had several losses now. They've got such a really good offense, but again, their schedule is absolutely brutal in that District of Death. I imagine this game going back and forth is a really good quarterback battle. You got Sean Aschenfelder, who's committed to Rutgers. Sebastian Broughton, the quarterback for Fleming Island, has got several offers, being some of those being West Virginia, Pittsburgh. So that's a really good game that's back and forth right now.
Ponte Vedra is about to win 7 in a row. They're putting the finishing touches on a win over Orange Park. I had Steve Price, the head coach of Ponte Vedra, on Hacker After Dark this week. That's a good football team. Their only loss came back in August on opening night, a field goal loss to Bartram Trail. But tonight is 7 in a row for the Sharks, 35-0 in the fourth quarter over Orange Park. Yulee, after a bad loss last week in a district championship game, Yulee showing a little something in rebounding tonight, 33-0 over Episcopal.
Yeah, it's good for Yulee. They're in pretty good position to make the playoffs, even though they lost the district championship last week to Baker County. That was a huge game. And, for their kids to be able to bounce back after a loss like that last week shows a lot about their team.
Baldwin all over West Nassau tonight, so Baldwin will get in the win column. Other games that are still going on have not received final scores yet on Jackson and Baker County. Still awaiting that one. Last score we had was Impact Christian over Wolfson late in the fourth quarter, so what a win that would be for Bobby Ramsey and Impact Christian. Also, First Coast looks like they're going to be a winner tonight over Paxson. So First Coast now have some confidence going in to a district championship game, Gibby, next week between First Coast and Fletcher.
Yeah, it should be really good. That one will be a fantastic game going forward. Going back to Impact and Wolfson, the last score I had, I've got a buddy that's there, 34-16 Impact with about 2 minutes left in the fourth.
That's a big win. You could argue, Impact beat Stanton earlier this year. You could argue a win over Wolfson might be the biggest win in Impact Christian's short history, beating a Gateway Conference team like that. That would be a nice win for Bobby Ramsey and Impact.
Yeah, it would. Bobby Ramsey has shown that he can win pretty much anywhere. He's done it, won a state championship with Mandarin, Coach Derek Henry at Yulee, and now he's building up that program from the studs, really, at Impact Christian.
We talked to Victoria's head coaches under the Friday Night Lights. It's what we've done for the last 17 years, and a guy that's joined us on a lot of those Friday nights is Brian Braddock of St. Augustine. They are winners tonight in Gainesville. Coach Braddock joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Coach, fresh off the bye week last week, obviously your guys got a little healthier. You kind of recharged the batteries, and boy, again, put it all together tonight in a dominating victory.
Yeah, it was great to get back out there. The kids were funny. They were kind of annoying this week. They were super talkative and antsy. That's how they are when they got a ton of energy. So we just took it in stride, which is a good sign usually when they're hard to get to calm down during the week. They're usually ready to play, and they were tonight.
Coach, congratulations on the win. You guys are out to 7-0 now, I believe, undefeated so far. Did this team, obviously you got the win tonight, but did you see the response off the bye week that you wanted to see out of your team?
Definitely, yeah. The kids were fresh, played really fast. We're super aggressive, and we're excited to get out there and compete. So it was definitely
Brian,
get back at it.
Brian Braddock of St. Augustine, now a perfect 7-0 on the year, a 56-0 win over Gainesville. Coach, what did you use the bye week to do? We talked to you beforehand. You were 6-0. Obviously, things were going great. And it just seemed like to us 2 weeks ago, it was kind of a recharging of the batteries. Your team had played in a lot of big games. Was it like that? Did you let the kids get away for a little bit?
Yeah. As it turned out, we only ended up practicing 2 times because of the really bad weather that came in last Thursday. So we got work in on Monday, Tuesday. We gave them Wednesday off. We're planning to go Thursday and weren't able to get outside. So they had an extended rest, and I think it was good for them. So it was definitely a good time for us to have that happen. Hopefully we're ready to go for the stretch run.
Coach, what kind of season is Carl Jenkins having for you? I mean, I'm showing he's got over 100 yards per game receiving. Tell us about Carl Jenkins.
Yeah, the biggest thing I can say about him is he is one of the hardest working players I've ever coached. He is really, really serious about wanting to be great at whatever he does. And, he's a dynamic athlete, an explosive kid. He's averaging over 20 yards a catch. And he's just having a tremendous year, and I'm really happy for him.
Brian Braddock of St. Augustine. All right, Coach, as we wrap up, next week, Clay, your final district game, and, of course, the big rivalry game against Palatka. What do you hope to accomplish beginning next week with Clay, these final 2 regular season games before postseason begins?
Yeah, well, first, two high-quality football teams. And, Clay's always a tough game, especially when we go over there. And then, Palatka right now I think is about to become 7-1 or something like that. So I know they have a big one with Bradford next week. But St. Augustine Palatka is always super exciting, so really looking forward to that. We just want to keep playing well and working hard, and hopefully get ready if we're fortunate enough to earn playoff berth, ready when that comes.
Well, Coach, congratulations on a big win tonight, and we'll be talking to you hopefully in the near future as St. Augustine continues their run of a perfect regular season. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Have a great weekend.
Brian Braddock of St. Augustine. I've had the guy on for years. I would consider him a buddy if we make the postseason.
Yeah.
Come on, Coach.
I know.
You're 7-0. I think St. Augustine's looking pretty good for a postseason appearance right now.
St. Augustine is the best team in the area until somebody knocks them off. They're 7-0. They're 4-0 on the road. They're 3-0 at home. They're averaging 45 points a game. I mean, St. Augustine's the best team until somebody knocks them off.
Yeah, unfortunately, we won't see it. I would love to see St. Augustine and Bradford.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think you're right. I don't know who I would pick to win between St. Augustine and Bradford. Look, there's a lot of really good teams. Mandarin is very good. Bartram Trail's very good. But what happened last night in Gainesville against Buchholz isn't so much an indictment of Bartram. Buchholz is a machine.
They're 8-0.
Buchholz 43-7 last night over Bartram. Buchholz is going to, they have to be the favorite to win a state title, do they not?
They do. Yeah, Bartram Trail does not get a running clock put on them.
No, never. And that is what happened one night ago. Let's go out to my buddy Marty Lee, the head coach of First Coast. They were winners tonight as now they prepare for a district championship game next week against Fletcher. Coach Lee joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Man, I appreciate it, guys. Man, good win tonight.
Obviously a lot of confidence. You guys beat Paxton tonight. You guys are looking good as you get ready for Fletcher. Before we talk about it, let's talk about tonight. What went right for your football team?
Well, our defense showed up and played. We had 4 turnovers. We had 3 picks, had a pick 6, and had a fumble recovery. And, they kept us in the ball game. Started kind of slow. It was homecoming week. You guys have been involved in that. And I'll be honest, the guys were looking a little forward to Fletcher. Steve Brown does such a great job at Paxton. I have so much respect for him. And he had his guys ready to play. And then we came out in the second half and really started, getting back into the groove. And I was real pleased with that. We got our kicker back. He got injured in the Reigns game. And it probably cost us that ball game, and he went 5 for 5. So I'm pleased with that.
Coach Lee, always great to talk to you. You mentioned the second half performing better. What was really the turning point for you guys in this game?
Well, I think the turning point was they came out and did an onside kick. We had practiced for it all week, but you just like typical kids, they see a ball coming, and it wasn't going 10 yards. He goes up and tries to scoop it and misses it, and they get it, and we were able to stop them on 4 downs, and that got the defense fired up. and then we started playing buck football. And so I think that was the turning point of it. And then we were able to take Rodney out of the ball game in the fourth quarter, sit most of the starters in the fourth quarter, and try to get ready for next week because, that's what we've been playing for. That's what everybody's been playing for. I heard you guys talk about how good some of the teams are, and it's always the old cliche. It's two different seasons. There's a regular season, then there's the playoffs. But you got to get to the playoffs to have that season. And so we have an opportunity next Thursday here at the Shipyard. And so I know that Theatric is going to bring a good team over here from the beach. It'll be a great game.
Marty Lee of First Coast, district championship game next week against Fletcher. Coach, you've been in, about 1 million of these big games over your career. Certainly that's been a terrific career there at First Coast. And you have the added situation, like you mentioned, of being friendly with Theatric. He was on your staff for a year just a few years ago, as a matter of fact. So, well, that's an interesting dynamic going into next Friday night, or I guess Thursday night.
Oh, no, there's no doubt. I mean, what you want to do is you want to play guys like Theatric who run a great program. I have so much respect for Joe Paul. Joe Reynolds over there. My first victory came at Fletcher. I've got a lot of good ties with these guys. Now, we won't talk this week. This week we're not going to talk. And we're both going to get ready for the ball game. And it's just great to see. It's great to see Theatric grow the way he has and the way he's building that program. He has a lot of confidence in himself. That's what type of player he was. That's what type of coach he is. We need more young coaches like him in this county, and I just had the privilege of being able to work with him and mentor him a little bit. And so this game next Thursday has a lot of special meaning to me. But you can believe this, we're going to come get after it now. And the old goat might have something up his sleeve. So let Theatric know. It's going to be a barn burner on the north side here at the Shipyard next Thursday, guys. It's going to be a great football game.
Well, Coach, we certainly appreciate it. Best of luck, and we hope we're talking to you under the Thursday night lights next week.
If you're talking to me next week, Thursday, the Thursday night light, heck, me and you going out for some wings, baby. Going out for wings.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate you, brother.
Hey, but I appreciate what you guys do for high school sports, guys. And y'all have a good evening. Enjoy your weekend.
One of the good guys right there, Marty Lee, the head coach of First Coast. All right, we got some drama going on in the District of Doom. So this is what I've got from our guy Clayton Freeman at the Times-Union. Fleming Island was up 48-42. They intercepted Creekside with 1:45 to go. Intercepted them. Now, I don't know how many timeouts Creekside had, but Fleming had the ball up 1 with $1:45 to go. Fleming fumbles on the first play after the interception. Creekside recovers, and then Creekside, has taken the lead 49-48, a 19-yard touchdown, 50 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. And this is in real time now. Fleming has the ball at the Creekside 45, 20 seconds remaining. Creekside up 49-48. We will certainly keep you updated. Another final has just rolled in. Rains 29-22. Winners over Atlantic Coast. So the Rains Vikings, maybe a closer game than people thought. 29-22, Gibby, over Atlantic Coast.
And Clayton just updated seconds ago. Fleming Island ball at the Creekside 25, 12.6 left. Creekside's up by 1.
Wow, what a game. All right, we'll keep you updated. How about the Stanton Blue Devils? I got a bunch of buddies. My buddy Drew, a bunch of guys that I know are Stanton alums. They had a group text going on tonight. Stanton in the win column tonight over Harvest Community. Mike Healy is the head coach of Stanton. He joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Well, thank you. Sure is fun to win a ball game or two.
Coach, I mean, look, obviously we know the job that you have over there with those kids, and it's not always easy, but I would imagine a win like tonight, to get them a win here in 2023, that's got to be a great, great feeling.
It is a great feeling. We've actually been getting better the last 2 weeks. We lost in overtime by 1 point to Wilson the week before. We played Impact Christian, who's a good team, even. And we've made a change at quarterback. Trayvon Tompkins is the quarterback, and he's made a huge difference for us.
Coach, tell us about the difference he's made. Tell us about what he's been doing for you.
Well, we're running more option now. Trayvon was a running back, and he has he can do some phenomenal things. We clocked him in the 40-yard dash on grass at 4.3 seconds, and he has a 40.5-inch vertical jump. So we've been trying to get the ball into his hands any way we can do it, and we found the best thing to do is put him at quarterback. Maybe our best play is for him to go back, throw the ball, and then take off.
Coach, from a perspective of winning a game tonight, I mean, in that post-game locker room, look, no team deserves to go winless. I know what that's like. My sophomore year at Wolfson, about a million years ago, it seems like now, it was in 1999. We went 0-10, and in fact, we went 0-8 the previous year, and then finally won a game to end an 18-game losing streak. So I am very familiar with this. What was it like in the postgame, just your players, that moment after the game went final this evening?
Well, you can imagine they were dancing in the locker room.
Yeah. And that's what high school football is all about, right, Coach?
It is. They we're so happy to see all the smiles on their faces. And we start the Sunshine Athletic Conference rounds starting next week. We don't know who we're going to play yet because it's determined by a computer. But our kids have gotten better every week these last 3 weeks, and they're looking forward to it.
Well, Coach, congratulations. Big win for Stanton tonight. Best of luck moving forward, Coach.
Thanks so much. You guys are great. We appreciate you.
Mike Healy of Stanton. Congratulations to the Blue Devils. It is a final Creekside, Fleming Island. Fleming, a field goal attempt to end the game. It goes wide. And Creekside, a 49-48 winner over Fleming Island. Look, we're getting down to it where you start looking at these point projections. A loss tonight might have knocked Creekside out of any postseason hope.
Correct.
The fact that Creekside wins the game tonight, kudos to them. Got to feel for those Fleming Island kids. I mean, that's tough because Creekside, I would imagine, had to be considered the favorite. Obviously, those Fleming kids played their tails off, and to come up just short, 49-48.
And I think the field goal had to have been 50 yards. I
Yeah.
mean, it had to be 40-plus on that field goal. So, Fleming's not had a year to their standards, certainly. But Creekside survives by one.
Let's go out to Nassau County. My friend Kyle Doherty of Yulee. They were winners tonight over Episcopal. Coach, congratulations on the win.
Appreciate it, man.
Coach, after last week, obviously it had to be a little bit disappointing, but then you guys turn around this week, play a good Episcopal team, an Episcopal team that put 28 on Bishop Kenny last week. And good grief, Coach, you guys have very little trouble tonight.
Yeah, that Episcopal team was really good offensively. They were, they put up 28 against Bishop Kenny, and then they put 28 against Bowles, or 21 against Bowles, and they put up 27 against Inglewood. And Inglewood's a good defensive team that we played earlier in the year. So, they were, kept me up a little bit at night preparing for them. But I think the biggest difference between last week and this week was I just simplified some of the things defensively, and our kids played with a lot of confidence tonight, and that's what turned out the result that it had.
Coach, tell us about some of your individual performances in the game tonight.
Nico had 4 touchdowns tonight passing. MJ Mobley is one of our outside linebackers. I can't even count how many tackles that kid had. He also returned a blocked punt for a touchdown that Braylon Ricks blocked. It's MJ. MJ's a defensive player. He plays 0 offensive snaps. He has 3 touchdowns this year. And he was phenomenal all night. He did a great job. Our entire D-line did a great job. It'll be interesting to see how many sacks we had. We got off the quarterback pretty well, and we held their. They have a couple big-time receivers, and there wasn't a lot of catches made on either side of the ball. Also had a freshman receiver come in, have 3 catches and a touchdown tonight. Tyson Warden, Deontay Croxton, they both had touchdown catches. And Rylan Hale had one too in the first half. So we did a good job all around. We clicked in the second half offensively. We started putting points on the board and just made it easier to cruise.
Final moments, Kyle Doherty of Yulee, winners tonight over Episcopal. Coach, obviously the big rivalry game next week with West Nassau. Then you end with Menendez. So a lot is still in front of you, but you are in a region in the postseason which is interesting. And I know you want to win every game. Obviously, you and Baldwin and Baker County, all you guys want to win every game. But if you look at that region, Coach, you could argue might almost be better to be the 6 or 7 seed in that region than the 4 or 5 seed based on the way the playoffs match up and, avoiding Bradford as long as possible. Is there any thought, to that?
I'm not really paying too much attention to where we fall in that. I think that, I want to try to get our team better every single week and play the best football that we can. That's the only thing that I'm really focusing on. They've got, Menendez is improving. They beat a good play team. West Nassau beat Fernandina for a little bit, or beat Fernandina, who gave us a little bit of trouble. There's some good football teams. There's 2 good football teams that we have left to play. West Nassau's going to come out and give us their best shot. We got to be ready to go. That game's going to have a lot of emotion attached to it. And Gunner does a phenomenal job over there. Those kids play hard, and they are ready to go. So we're not looking past it. And I'm just hoping that the chips fall where they may when it comes selection time. Because as you know, we were outside looking in last year, and like 3 teams in front of us all lost, and all of a sudden we were in the playoffs on the very last ranking and weren't in it the entire time. So you never know what's going to happen with this thing.
Yeah, well, you know how I am. I'm a media guy, and once Denmark in there showed me exactly what I was looking at, I was getting all the decimal points figured out. And at least right now, you guys appear to be in pretty good shape. Final question, Coach. Take us through the rivalry aspect. Nassau County, 3 big programs up there, at least that play each other in a round robin with Fernandina, you, and West Nassau. As a Yulee guy, how would you describe the difference in the rivalry with Fernandina as opposed to maybe the difference in the rivalry with West Nassau?
They're both really competitive rivalries. When I first got here, I just didn't realize how much it mattered to both communities. That was the real big shock to me, is that, both communities really show up. I looked at the sideline the first time we played Fernandina. It was my second game of coaching at Yulee, and I look over, and they're 6 deep on the fence. and both teams were like 3-7 the year before. I was like, what is happening right now? It didn't make sense to me, but both rivalries really mean a lot to these communities. Like everyone, all I've heard all week is it only matters if you beat West Nassau and Fernandina. So, there's a lot of people that these 2 games matter to this community, and it's to every community there. Fernandina, these 2 games matter. To West Nassau, these 2 games matter. So in Nassau County, like these are the Super Bowls here. These are the games that matter the most. And everybody, we're gonna have probably have a ton of people out there for that game. And I would love everybody to be out here for it. We've got the best cheese fries in America, as our announcer calls them. So I hope everyone comes out and supports us for this one, because it's gonna be a big game.
Well, Coach, congratulations, Kyle Doherty of Yulee, winners tonight over Episcopal, and they got a big rivalry matchup next week with West Nassau. Congrats, Coach. There you go, Kyle Doherty of Yulee. All right, scoreboard update quickly. We'll update all the scores in a moment with some really good endings. Rains 29-22, winners over Atlantic Coast. The game you heard here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM, Middleburg with a 43-yard field goal as time expired, beat Bishop Kenny 31-28. And Fleming Island misses a field goal as time expired for Creekside to hold on 49-48, Gibby. 3 really good games tonight.
Yeah, really good games coming down to the very end. And we talked about this before. These are the games that are deciding who's going to the playoffs, who's winning district championships. This month in October, this 3rd week in October, this is where you're really beginning to decide district championships and playoff berths.
With Andrew Gibson and Dylan Denmark, I'm the hacker Ryan Green. This is the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights. We are presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic Service, and Air Conditioning. More Victoria's head coaches to come. We will certainly chase down Donovan Maslin of Rains, Ryan Wolf of Middleburg, and Sean McIntyre of Creekside. I imagine that's a festive atmosphere right now. We'll give you a Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Coaches Corner as well. More to do, Jacksonville. Glad you are with us under the Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, we wish we had his job too.
Exactly.
ESPN Jaguars reporter Mike DeRocco joins Jaguars Today every Thursday.
And that would be good.
Brought to you by Lloyd's Heating and Air. Commercial and residential on 1010XL.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Are you afraid to buy your next car? Well, have no fear, because Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet offer Beaver's not-so-scary pricing. There's no monsters popping up in your rearview mirror with Beaver's Peace of Mind warranties. Check out thousands of vehicles for sale online and get answers to all your questions with no tricks and all the treats. I promise our team will take away all those fears. Just come see Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville for Beaver's not so scary pricing.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists is holding their annual Bumps and Bruises clinics every Saturday morning through early November. These injury evaluations are absolutely free and open to every school and athletic program. So see us this Saturday morning at 3 North Florida locations from 9 to 10. The Brooks Center for Sports Therapy inside the YMCA. Preferred Physical Therapy, Fleming Island. And at Atlas Physical Therapy in St. Johns County.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is your Mad Dad's Update with Chapter President Donald Ford. Mad Dad's is asking for good, committed men who want to be part of an organization that has been around for 17 years. We are a group that is part of the solution, not the problem. We are a group that don't stand around murmuring and complaining, but get into action and hit the streets to get the community to break the code of silence to remove the murderers off our streets. We do not require a lot of time, just willing and able bodies to get involved. We've had far too many murders this year already not to get involved. If you want to be part of this great organization, call 904-718-1649. We're looking for men, not men acting like boys. Hit me on Facebook and tell me what you think. For information about Mad Dad, go to Mad Dad's Jacksonville Chapter Facebook or MadDadJacksonville.com.
Here's your 1010XL community calendar of local events and nonprofit groups helping people here at home.
Your high school girls can join the Duval Tides girls rugby team. No tryouts and no experience necessary. Learn everything you need to know at Jack's HS Girls Rugby on Facebook and Instagram.
The Knights of Columbus 5535 annual golf tournament is November 6th at Glen Kernan Country Club. To find out how to play or sponsor, call 249-5535.
You can play golf with Josh Scobie and other former Jaguars players and celebrities while raising money for the First Tee. November 13th at Deerwood Country Club's First Tee Open.
To walk in the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society Light the Night Walk on November 16th at UNF. Register at lightthenight.org.
Your love can give pets a purpose. To adopt a loving animal from the Jacksonville Humane Society, call 725-8766.
You can find out how to share your community event at 1010XL.com.
Picture this. It's a dark and stormy night, and your toilet is acting possessed. But fear not, for Duck Duck Rooter is here to exorcise those plumbing demons and banish them to the netherworld. So if you're facing a plumbing horror story straight out of a nightmare, summon the spectral expertise of Duck Duck Rooter. Call 904-862-6769 and bid those plumbing phantoms farewell. Duck Duck Rooter, where we tackle plumbing scares so you don't have to.
There's no better time to be a Jags fan, especially when you're a MyGate Rewards member. Gate is giving you the chance to meet the man, Trevor Lawrence. You and 3 of your friends can meet Trevor Lawrence in person at the stadium. Entering is easy. With the MyGate Rewards Gatorade Club, for every 5 Gatorade products you purchase, you'll be entered for a chance to win. See store for details. Gate, your hometown convenience store.
If you're looking for exterior solutions that provide you reliability and durability, it's time to call Armor Guard Exteriors. Whether you need seamless gutters or gutter protection, hurricane products, impact windows, glass lanais, or retractable awnings and screens, we've got you covered. Call My Home Team today for your 5-star experience at 904-906-8669.
Armor Guard Exteriors, committed to quality, and that's a promise.
At ABBQ, they are turning up the heat this football season like no other. Picture this, 15 massive TVs strategically placed throughout the restaurant so you won't miss a single touchdown. Step into their huge outdoor area where the excitement of the game meets the fresh air. Here's the kicker, and this is a big one for me. They got the sound on blast throughout the restaurant for the whole game. Your destination for mouth-watering barbecue and an unforgettable game day. ABBQ, meet and drink with us.
a Tuesday night tradition in Duval.
Helmets and heels.
American women are seldom so straightforward.
With Lauren, Taylor, and Mia.
We won't answer to anyone.
Driven by Tire Outlet.
And presented by Underwood Jewelers.
Tuesday nights at 6.
On 1010XL.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
I know football.
Now, the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Coaches Corner on 1010XL.
But times are good at Riverside High School. There is no question about that. They are in the win column again tonight with a big victory over Sandalwood. Antoine Nicholas is the head coach of Riverside, and he's with us here under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Hey, thank you. Thank you so much. I definitely appreciate it.
Coach, 7-2. 37-7 winners over Sandalwood tonight. When we were in spring drills and summer conditioning, and even when the fall camp began in August, did you know what you had this year? I mean, your team is one of the best teams in Duval County right now.
Oh, yeah, definitely knew the force of talent that we had and the capabilities that we're capable of. Even last year, we just faced a lot of adversity, death of Coach Nadines Medez. We didn't get the football field until late September. And, you know, we lost some close games that we definitely could have turned around. But we still young, well as we got some growth in areas where we can get better.
Coach, your team locked up a playoff spot a couple weeks ago. How have you kept your team locked in and focused?
Well, you know, that's kind of the motto we've been dealing with, just focusing on us, controlling what we can control, just getting better week to week. 1-0 every week is what we're trying to do. And just you know, not worrying so much about what the other team do, focusing on us. And if we can correct us, we don't have to really worry about the other team because we won't beat ourselves with, you know, mistakes or penalties.
Coach, your results, when I look at your schedule, it's one of the more fascinating pictures. You've won games by 30. You lost a game by 30. You lost a game by 2. You won a game by 2. And everything in between has been a win. I mean, you have a blowout win. You have, unfortunately, a blowout loss. No shame in that. Mandarin's very good. You lost a heartbreaker on the final play of the game. You win a game on the final play of the game. I mean, what a season you guys have had to this point. You've basically seen it all so far.
Oh, yeah. We, you know, faced some adversity early, and even, you know, with the Mandarin game, I just felt like if we could have cut down some of them turnovers, we had 5 turnovers against a great team. It's hard to win and, you know, fight back from that. Of course, you know, the Range game came down to the wire. You know, a couple of plays here and there, we definitely could have pulled that out. Faced a great, you know, good Trinity team in which it really, you know, not so much as what they do, is us focusing on us. We have some talent, and we definitely putting the work in, just trying to get better and better.
Ryan Wolf of Middleburg, 2 minutes away, wrapping things up with Antoine Nicholas of Riverside. They're now 7-2 with a big victory over Sandalwood tonight. And, Coach, your schedule's an interesting one. You guys are off next week, right?
Oh, yeah. We got that bye. Definitely just focus on getting better, chemistry, getting things going, and rest up a little bit, and getting ready for rebound and then playoffs.
Yeah, and you know, final question. You look at that region, well, my goodness, with you guys and Rains and Bowles and Bishop Kenny and Ed White and probably Episcopal, that's going to be kind of a free-for-all there in that region when the postseason begins. That should be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. We excited about it. Definitely ready to get after it.
Well, Coach, congratulations. 7-2 on the year. Big win over Sandalwood tonight. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Antoine Nicholas of Riverside, Gibby. That's a good football team.
Yeah, it really is. And, you know, I asked Coach, they locked up their playoff spot on September 22nd.
Yeah.
So being in a 3-team district, they won that one pretty quickly. And, you know, being focused the last several weeks, they lost to Rains on a heartbreaker. They beat Trinity Christian, Andrew Jackson, and then tonight they beat Sandalwood by 30. So this team is locked in, ready for the playoffs.
One of the games of the night you heard right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. A 43-yard field goal at the gun to win the game, and that is what happened with Middleburg over Bishop Kenny, 31-28. Ryan Wolf is the head coach of Middleburg, and he joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, what a victory. Congratulations.
Appreciate it, guys. That was a big one.
Boy, back and forth game, and let's not bury the lead. Let's talk about your kicker. Not a lot of high school games end on a 43-yard field goal. I believe the young man's name is Caleb Robinson, and I saw the video of the kick. Coach, he crushed that ball from 43 yards.
Saying it all year, I think we got one of the best kickers in the country, like not in the area. Like, and he's starting to get a lot of Division I interest lately. I mean, he's almost 100% on touchback. I don't think he's missed a field goal or an extra point all year. He pinned them twice inside the 5 on punts. I think he probably had. I bet he had 2 punts that touched 60-something yards tonight. Like he's unreal. And I knew, like on that last drive, that I could just get around the 40-yard line. That I knew we were in his range.
Where would you have tried it from? It ended up being 43. Where do you feel comfortable kicking it from?
I feel comfortable right around, like a 52-yarder or so. But we had the wind at our back, so I knew we had a couple extra yards in him. So I knew if we got around that 40-yard line, I was going to let one rip.
Hey, Coach, what were your feelings when he was lining up for that field goal? You had to be pretty confident just hearing you talk about him.
No, I didn't really have any doubt in my mind. I did want the ball to be centered, but he also had to kick it from the right hash, which is tough for a right-footed kicker. But like I said, we don't have a lot of doubt in our mind when it comes to Caleb. He's pretty money.
Coach, tonight says a lot about you, your staff, that program, right? Obviously a hard-fought game last week against Lake City Columbia. Doesn't go your way. They win the district. You have to come right back and play a Bishop Kenny team. This game was supposed to be played in week 2. It got moved because of the storm. And you guys not only responded, but winning a game in this fashion, my gracious, what a response after last week.
No, yeah, we've been here for 3 years as a staff, and that's probably one of our better marquee wins. Bishop Kenny's a great program; they're a great staff. Krause is a great coach, so anytime you can get a win over a great program like that, that's only going to help us out in the long run.
Coach, you guys have won 4 of your last 5 ball games. What has changed? What have you guys found the last 4 or 5 games?
We don't have to play Hawthorne and Bradford and Ponte Vedra and
tough schedule.
Columbia. Yeah, the front end of our schedule was pretty rough. And Bishop Kenny should have been in the front end of that. And I have a feeling if we probably played them earlier in the year, I don't know if the outcome would have been the same. We weren't playing great football at the beginning of the year. We were hanging in games, but I don't feel like we were very good on offense. We had to kind of hit the drawing board a little bit and switch up kind of philosophy-wise of what we're doing on offense. So that all that switching around with what our staff has done has really propelled us to really where we're at right now.
Final moments with Ryan Wolf of Middleburg. Winners tonight over Bishop Kenny. And Coach, one of the situations I listened to, well, you guys started the third quarter with one of the longer drives you'll see in high school football. I mean, what was that thing, 6 or 7 minutes to punch it in the end zone?
I was going to say I think it was close to 8 minutes.
Wow. That's Middleburg football in a nutshell, right?
Yeah. I mean, our QB had, I think, 30-something carries tonight for about 205 yards, Jaden Jenkins. So and that's kind of what we went through this year, like about mid-season. We realized we had to get Jabo the ball a lot more, so we just started snapping it to him. And he threw the ball great tonight. He completed a bunch of balls on that last drop to get us down there in field goal range.
It was fun to listen to, no question about it. Middleburg, a winner over Bishop Kenny. Coach, congratulations on a great win for you and your program.
Thanks. Appreciate it, guys.
Ryan Wolf of Middleburg. You can hear it in his voice. Tonight, some wins are a little bigger than others. That was a big win for Middleburg.
Yeah, and he just said it to us. One of the biggest wins they've had as a staff there with Middleburg. And he knows his schedule. Think about this. He mentioned the fact that they didn't have to play Hawthorne, Bradford, and Ponte Vedra. Those 3 schools, their combined record right now, this was their first 3 opponents of the year for Middleburg. 20-1.
20-1. Yeah, there
Hawthorne
you go.
and Bradford are 7-0. Ponte Vedra's 7-1 now, about to be 6-1.
Yeah, and they've won 7 games in a row. From one big win to another. Now, Bobby Ramsey has reached the highest of highs in high school football when you win an 8A state championship. He's got a different job now in building up a brand new program in Impact Christian. And I would think tonight might be the biggest win in that school's short history as they beat my alma mater, the Wolfson Wolfpack. Coach Ramsey joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, it was. This is definitely our biggest win of the program for sure.
Coach, I mean, like when we say you're building it up, last year when I went out to see you guys, your team had I think 30 players. You had a quarterback that was an 8th grader who was on the basketball team that you said, oh, you want to come out and play football, and now here we go. And this year you've got great wins, including Stanton and now Wolfson. I mean, you've got to be ecstatic at the way things are going right now.
Yeah, I mean, tonight was, we had talked about, this was an opportunity to a win that shows tangible growth. You can mark it and say, hey, look, we've made improvement because we won this game and beat this team. And, we talked about, earlier in the season, we said, hey, it's time to win. It was time to win a 4-quarter game, and we've been 2 tough ones the last couple weeks. And, the other guys made the plays to win, and, credit to them by all means. But, we said, hey, look, it's time to win a 4-quarter football game. And, that was nice to see that. I was just really, really happy for the guys and the staff to see that come to fruition.
All right, let me get out of the way. Congrats to your Phillies. Braves didn't show up, so I'll get that out of the way, Bobby.
I don't know what it is. I really have no idea. I don't know what happened. I don't know what it is, man.
Yeah,
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Yeah, I bet Gibby doesn't know what it is either.
No.
To be honest with you,
I was like, Acuna goes 2-14. One of your pinch hitters had 20 home runs, for goodness sakes. I was like, this is,
Well, I heard Marty Lee. Marty Lee told us earlier tonight. This struck a chord with me. Some teams are better in the regular season than the playoffs, and I'll just leave it at there. Hey, tell me about Elijah Caldwell. I mean, this kid's having a phenomenal year for you guys.
Yeah, he's one of the best offensive players in the city. He had 3 touchdowns tonight. He's the most versatile offensive kid, honestly, I've ever had, and obviously I've had some great ones. I'm not putting him above them as far as how his career is going to go, but I mean, he's literally a guy you can put at running back, and he runs between the tackles like a back. And when you put him at receiver, he's got the athleticism and the soft hands and the route running ability and the speed to go out wide receiver and play it at a high level. And there's not many kids. I mean, there's guys you can move around and get them the ball different ways, but his ability to really execute both positions at a high level, I mean, is really impressive. He returns kicks well for us too. He's a special offensive player, and I think he's a guy as his career goes on. More and more people are getting to know his name and are going to continue to as well. He's a special player.
Well, Coach, it's a big win for you and your program. Impact Christian over Wolfson tonight. Final question, Coach. We got about 60 seconds. Interesting dynamic. You won a state title as the head coach of Mandarin. Your defensive coordinator that year was Jermaine Wilson, who's now the head coach at Wolfson. That was probably a nice reunion tonight.
It was great to see him. He's a fantastic coach. He's doing a great job over there. He's got a good football team, and they battled some injuries coming into the game and had a couple during the game as well. But it was great to see him, and he's a state championship coach, and he's doing a great job over there. And I was really happy to see him, and he's taking that thing in the right direction for sure. That thing's got a really good future. That program's in great hands.
Well, Coach, congrats on what probably is the biggest win to date there at Impact Christian. Head coach Bobby Ramsey, thank you, my friend.
Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate you. And like I always say, just thanks for everything you do for high school sports in the area.
Big win tonight for Impact Christian. It was a big win for Ponte Vedra. The Sharks just keep rolling. Now 7 wins in a row. Steve Price, the head coach of Ponte Vedra, joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Coach, Orange Park, not a bad football team, but my gracious, very little trouble tonight. You guys had it going on both offense and defense.
Yeah, no, they've got a good football team, and their staff has done a great job with them. They're, I think, significantly improved from last year when we played them. It was a much tighter game than the score indicates. But I was pleased with our guys. It would have been really easy to look past this one and look to the big one that's looming on the horizon next Friday night. But I thought our focus was really good, and I was proud of our guys. They battled all night.
Coach Price, congratulations on what is now 7 wins in a row for your program. And by the way, I think this was your 3rd shutout this year. I mean, that's incredible stuff by your defense.
Yeah, they have really bought into the pursuit and we tackle well for the most part. We did miss a few tackles tonight that we'll work on and that kind of stuff. But those guys, they play really hard. They play for each other. There's a genuine love on our team for each other, and it really has been fun.
Steve Price, the head coach of Ponte Vedra, they are winners tonight over Orange Park, and let's talk about it now. It's officially district championship week, right? A battle of St. Johns County, you guys and Nice, with the winner getting a district championship. Boy, that's going to be fun next Friday night.
Yeah, I don't know if you can write a better movie script, really. I mean, you play your biggest rival in Week 10, and with the possibility of a district championship on the line, I'm sure Tocoi Creek would argue they still got a piece of it out there because they actually play Nice on Week 11. But I just that our stadium is rocking when we used to play the first game of the year, and with all the marbles and all that on the line, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a great night.
Coach, I asked you this on Tuesday when I had you on, but for the benefit of the Friday Night Lights crowd, spring practice, summer conditioning, fall camp even, heck, even right before the season started, did you know what you had? I mean, there's not a lot of high school teams that win 7 games in a row. You guys have. Did you expect your team to be as good as they've turned out to be?
I don't know about as good as we've turned out to be, and we're hoping that we continue to improve and have a nice run in the playoffs. But we did feel like we were going to be a good football team. We felt like we were solid in a lot of places. Felt like we were solid on defense, and we did. We felt like we were going to be a good quality football team, but. We're just hoping that we can continue to improve a little bit every day and see where this all takes us.
Coach, I haven't asked you about your quarterback. Ben Burke is playing good football. Tell us about your quarterback there at Ponte Vedra.
Yeah, he's a great young man. I tell you what, he started as a sophomore for us. He's got a lot of moxie. He's got a lot of leadership. He's just a really, really good, good person. First of all. He's a 4.5 GPA guy. He's way smarter than I ever was or ever will be, but and just a great team leader. And he had a great year last year. He's been very, very productive for us this year, and really just I can't say enough positive things about him. And he's got quite a bit of interest from some high academic institutions, and I know he's been up and seen several of the Ivy League schools and those type of things, and I think he's got as bright a future as he wants. He who knows? He may be a cardiologist someday, or might be an engineer that builds the bridge that helps us not have to go over the Buckman every single time we go over to Clay County and play.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with the Buckman, being a Mandarin resident myself there, Coach, so I can relate to that. Steve Price of Ponte Vedra, now winners of 7 games in a row, and a win next week for the Sharks over Nice would give them a district championship. Coach, congrats on the win. We hope we're talking to you next week.
Thanks, Hacker. Appreciate you.
Steve Price of Ponte Vedra. All right, we'll come back with a complete scoreboard update. Sean McIntyre, the head coach of Creekside, they got a 49-48 win tonight over Fleming Island. He is set to join us. We're hoping to chase down Donovan Maslin of Rains. They won 29-22 over Atlantic Coast. Most games have gone final. We'll give you a scoreboard update as well with Dylan Denmark and Andrew Gibson. I'm the Hacker Ryan Green. It is the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights postgame. As always, we are presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic Service, and Air Conditioning right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Some people call it X. What? Some still call it Twitter.
Okay, I got it.
Whatever you call it, it's the best place for up-to-the-minute Jags coverage from 1010XL.
Whether you are looking for a job or an employer trying to hire, there's only one stop in Jacksonville, Remedy Staffing. Labor trends keep us guessing. As employers, the job market's been strong. So what does that mean for workers' availability? If you're interested in the workforce solutions or how the Remedy team can help you, call or text Crystal at 904-329-9802. 329-9802, Remedy Staffing.
Don't wait for tomorrow. Make the days count. Gatorade has carbs to fuel and electrolytes to help replenish, so you can count on the proven formula. Nothing beats Gatorade.
Find it at your local Winn-Dixie. For the athletes who give everything, nothing beats Gatorade. The studied, tested, and proven fuel for the world's greatest athletes. Gatorade, proudly supporting high school sports on the First Coast.
It's game day at Jim's house, and the spread is impressive.
Mike's already done some damage with the hot wings, and now he's dropping back and going deep for another slice of pizza.
I sure hope he brought the Pepto.
Mike knows the Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upsets. He's no rookie.
The way he's throwing back those nachos, he's the GOAT.
Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS, right here in Jacksonville, is the only hair transplant clinic in the Southeast to offer multi-unit hair grafting and the 45-minute PRP treatments. Grow your hair back. Call now for a free in-person evaluation. 904-777-IHRS, 904-777-4477, or visit hairforme.com.
Are you ready for the ultimate happy hour experience? Look no further than Bellwether, downtown's undisputed champion of good times. It's Tuesday through Saturday from 4 to 7 p, with the exception on Friday when happy hour starts at 11 a.m. Rally the team and head over to Bellwether. The vibe is cool and the food is unbeatable. Free parking after 6 p on weekdays and all weekend. Bellwether Restaurant, where great food and the best happy hour in town come together for an epic win.
To be our best selves, we need to take care of our whole self. That includes your spirit, mind, and your body. At the First Coast YMCA, our members find balance in spirit, mind, and body with unlimited group exercise classes, adult sports league, health coaching, and programs designed for chronic disease prevention. And when the Jaguars win, you win. We're waiving the joining fee the day after a Jaguars win, all season long. Use promo code DUVAL or visit the First Coast YMCA near you and find your why at fcymca.org.
Get ready for big hair and big hits with Warrant. November 3rd at Thrasher Horn Center. Spend the night in rock heaven. Warrant, featuring 4 original members finely tuned in tip-top musical form. Warrant, playing the hits. See Warrant at Thrasher Horn Center. Get your tickets now.
Ticket here, Zero Res turns 19 this month. To celebrate, just say happy birthday, Zero Res, and they'll give you $50 off your cleaning. Some minimums may apply, so give them a call. Happy birthday, Zero Res. Spelled forwards or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
How much space junk is orbiting the Earth? The answer coming up.
With hurricane season now here, the only weather you need to be concerned about is whether your homeowner's insurance policy will cover you in the event of storm damage. Ask about Southern Oak Insurance today.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
According to NASA, there's over 30,000 pieces of space junk larger than 10 centimeters orbiting the Earth.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Hey, Hicken here. Are you ready to score big with your family's eye care? Bowden Eye & Associates is your winning team. Pay attention, team. A complete eye exam will help us spot potential issues before they become major setbacks. That's right, Coach. Their expert doctors monitor and diagnose conditions that could affect your performance on and off the field. Bowden Eye & Associates is with you every step of the way with 3 convenient locations across town. Bowden Eye has the First Coast covered.
Follow every Gators game on 1010XL. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson Windows and Doors, the official window and door replacement company of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
I'm Hayes Carline. I'm always going to have opinions, but sometimes I've got to get the hammer out. Listen to Hammer Time, weekdays on The Frangie Show on 1010XL. Brought to you by Golden Hammer Roofing and Gutters, the golden standard in roofing.
1010XL is presented by Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
For the athletes who give everything, nothing beats Gatorade, the proven fuel of high school athletes, and proud sponsor of the High School Half Hour.
Under the Friday Night Lights, 1010XL, 92.5 FM. Most games have gone final. Riverside, 37-7 over Sandalwood. Ed White, a winner tonight. 28-20 over Ribault. It was Rains, 29-22 over Atlantic Coast. First Coast, a 35-6 winner over Paxson. Matanzas. Boy, Matanzas is quietly like 6-2 now.
Yeah.
24-21 winners tonight over Clay. Palatka with a nice win, 29-16 over Fernandina Beach. Bishop Kenny falls to Middleburg, 31-28. Middleburg hits a 43-yard field goal as time expires to win it. Baker County, 31-14 over Jackson. St. Augustine, 56-0 over Gainesville as St. Augustine continues to roll. And probably the game of the night, certainly one of the games of the night, was the District of Doom, Creekside and Fleming Island, and Creekside wins it 49-48. Are you kidding me? Sean McIntyre is the head coach of Creekside. He's with us here on 1010XL. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you, Hacker. Thank you, man. Wow. Just another epic, last minute, last play game at the Castle. All the people who bought a ticket tonight got their money's worth. Fleming Island did a great job. Hats off to both teams. It was a great high school football game.
Now, Coach, let me ask you. I was following this on social media. So they turn you over with like a minute 50 to go, leading 48-42. You then turn them over on the very next play to get the ball back and ultimately score the winning touchdown with 50 seconds to go and survive a field goal as time expired to win by 1. Did I get all that accurately?
100%. We called a bootleg on 4th and 4, and hats off to them. They had us covered down. They brought an edge pressure. Our quarterback got the ball out to our kid. He caught it. We needed 3. We got 2. And on the next play, just a young man named Luke Milliner, and he is a young man who every high school football player, every high school athlete can learn from. He was a kid who wasn't a starter for us, but he's a really hard worker, and he got some opportunities, and he made the most of his opportunities a few weeks ago. He's become a starter for us, and we've been better on defense. We were better on defense tonight. They had some short fields, and we couldn't tackle one. Good night. Christian Broughton's a good football player, but Luke just continued to make the most of his opportunities, and then tonight he got a kid in the hole and put his face right on the ball. The ball popped out, and we hopped on it, and that was the difference in the game. It was an unbelievable ending. Hats off to Coach Parker and Fleming Island. They gave us more than we wanted tonight. That's for sure.
Did you guys have any timeouts? I mean, were you going to get the ball back if you did not turn them over?
We were going to get the ball back with very little time. There was about a minute 20 to go in the game, and we had 2 timeouts.
Wow.
So if they would have run it 3 times, they would have been able to get it down under about 40, 30 seconds there with us getting the ball back.
Coach, congratulations. Always great to have you on. Looks like Harrison Garrido is having a really good season for you, over 120 yards rushing a game. Tell us about Harrison.
Yeah, he had a great night tonight. We were able to get some things going offensively. They dared us to throw the ball at times. We're starting to get some kids back healthy and getting some rhythm in our passing game, and that was huge tonight. We had Sean Ashbutler, our quarterback, connected with Caleb Taylor-Birch on a few critical plays. And when they were taking away Harrison, and then when we made them kind of soften up and play more guys in coverage, then we would hand the ball to Harrison. He's a good back. Our offensive line was coming off the ball, running down, getting off the ball, and knocking them back, and Harrison was running behind his pad. So hats off to our guys up front. They play well every week, and Harrison's a good back. He gets behind his pad and runs downhill.
Sean McIntyre of Creekside, winners tonight 49-48 over Fleming Island. Coach, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. Tonight was a big one, right, for your thoughts on the postseason. With the way the rankings look, at least right now, a loss tonight would not have done you any favors. So winning that game in the fashion that you did, that might mean a little extra something in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we told our kids on Monday the playoffs have started. Put ourselves in a situation to where we need to keep it rolling right now. We don't want to have to be 5-5 at the end of the day and hoping we're in. I think 6-4 with the schedule we've played right now. We have the fourth toughest schedule in 4S, and the two other ones. One's Treasure Coast, and then the other is Bartram, who has a tougher schedule. We think 6-4 gets us in, and we don't want to wait on anybody else's score to find out if we're in. We want to earn our way and move forward.
Coach, you've played in some shootouts this year, man. I mean, what's that been like from a head coach perspective?
Fun, fun. It's fun when you win. Our kids are resilient. Our kids are tough. It's not easy to win. I told our kids it was a game to celebrate it. We had a lot of self-inflicted wounds again, and that's something we don't normally do. We had a chance to put them away in the third quarter, and a punt bounces off of our punt returner. He took a bad hop, and then they have a sack fumble, and the next play they score. They had 2 20-yard touchdowns back-to-back and got them back in the game. And we had a lot of self-inflicted wounds, but, it's hard to win, and our kids deserve to enjoy it. And we're going to enjoy this Monday morning. We'll correct everything and be ready to go, but it keeps our playoff hopes alive, and there'll be plenty of energy at Monday ready to go to practice.
Sean McIntyre of Creekside. Coach, final question. Big win for you tonight, but I'm curious. I did a double take last night when I saw the Bartram-Buchholz score. I mean, Bartram doesn't lose like that very often. I mean, is Buchholz a machine? They appear to me a machine, Coach.
Yeah, I didn't see much of the game or get much info, but you would think. I think that there was a long play on the first play of the game, and Bartram doesn't do many things like that. I would think that the score wasn't probably indicative of how competitive the game was. It just felt like, I've been in games like that where you're just 1 inch, like they're just falling forward for one first down, you're not getting off the field. And in the game, I'm sure Bartram competed their butt off. They're hard-nosed kids. They're coached well. They're disciplined. So I'm sure that in that game it was much more competitive than probably the score indicated. But Buchholz, to some extent, really, really good. Chuck Bell, their first-year head coach, is doing a phenomenal job. They are really good this year.
Well, that's the goal for Creekside, right, is to see Buchholz again, because if you do, not only are you in the postseason, but you might be a couple of rounds deep there in the postseason. Sean McIntyre of Creekside, a big win tonight, 49-48 over Fleming Island. Congratulations, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Hacker. Thanks, you guys. Have a great weekend. The Jags already won, so, smiles all around.
Oh, yeah, no question about it. Rob Shields of Baldwin is coming up in 2 minutes. Before we get there, it would not be the Friday Night Lights without the good Dr. Kevin Murphy of Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, and he's here with us on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Doc Murphy, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you boys?
Doc, we're good as always. Thank you for the time. We'll do the Bump and Bruise Clinics in just a moment. Before we get there, Trevor Lawrence last night, Doc, with the knee brace, the mild knee sprain is how it was classified by some, led the team in rushing, right? I mean, he looked pretty good out there. Your thoughts as a guy in the industry on the way Trevor performed last night?
Well, I would have counted him out. 4 days from an MCL tear, I would have said no. And he put a brace on when played. I'm sure his team told him don't risk your further injury to your knee. And he took the leadership role and said, boys, follow me, here we go. And away they went. So that's what leadership looks like, so that's good. Fortunately he survived it and didn't injure it further. He was certainly at risk with an MCL tear going out there and playing 4 days out from the injury. So that's a good leadership role for him, somewhat risky, but, all good in the end.
Doc, with an injury like that to an MCL, I mean, I was shocked to see him running the way he – now, he didn't really have to run laterally much. He was running straight ahead, but I was, quite frankly, shocked that he was able to run that way.
Yeah, straight ahead. You know, an MCL is going to be the cutting kind of moves, but, you know, still to your point, yeah, you would not expect him to take off and run. You know, that's risky business and could have put himself in harm's way there. So a little bit of a chance doing that. And again, I would have sat him personally, but you know, he went out and did it, and you know, he didn't further injure his knee, so that's good. Put himself a little bit at risk, but I'm sure his team looked up to him and said, "Hey, that's our leader, and let's go."
The good Dr. Kevin Murphy, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. We'll tell you about the Bump and Bruise Clinics in one moment. Doc, final thought on last night's game. Andre Cisco left with what was described as cramping. Obviously, we see that a lot in football. I'm not breaking any news there. But what's kind of the protocol when you go out there and a young man in high school, for example, is experiencing severe cramping? What do you do to try to remedy that?
Well, it's hard to fix it on the field. You know, you fix that before you get to the field. So that's a hydrate well ahead of the game. So young guys, you know, hydrate now before the game. Don't wait till game time because it's hard to catch up. So when you're in the heat of the moment, it's hard to recoup that. So, you know, on the field you hydrate them. You know, in the high school level, you're not doing IVs. You know, you heard about some of these guys getting IVs in the at halftime in the NFL and so forth, which is not unusual. But in high school, you're not getting that. So, you know, you got to hydrate ahead of time.
Doc, final question from me. When we're talking about a sprain, even if it's an ACL or an MCL, anything like that, isn't a sprain technically a tear?
It is, yes. So it's a partial tear, and you're at risk for further tear. So, again, for Trevor to go play at 4 days from a tear of his MCL, a little bit of a risk to play. Fortunately, no further harm, but certainly put himself at a little bit of risk there, I'm sure. Again, his team probably told him don't take the risk, but he chose to do that and lead his team to victory.
The good Dr. Kevin Murphy, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. All right, Doc, the Bump and Bruise Clinics tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., Brooks YMCA on the south side, Preferred Physical Therapy up in Fleming Island, Atlas Physical Therapy on 210, whether it's a knee, a shoulder, anything that you might have got injured tonight. If you're a parent or a coach driving home right now and your young man got injured at a ball game tonight, or if you have an athlete that got injured during the week and you don't want to wait till Monday to see the school trainer, they can go see you and your colleagues at these Bump and Bruise Clinics and get the healing process begun there on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, you know, we got athletic trainers there. We got therapists there. We're, you know, and us orthopedic surgeons there to evaluate the injury and get it treated on the spot, get you working towards getting it better 2 days ahead of Monday. So get in there and get it treated so you're 2 days ahead of the curve, and if it needs further evaluation, we'll get that going as well.
All right, again, the three locations, Brooks YMCA on the south side, Preferred Physical Therapy, Fleming Island, Atlas Physical Therapy on 210. That's where you'll find the good Dr. Kevin Murphy tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., the Bump and Bruise Clinics. Doc, appreciate it, my friend. We'll do it again next week.
Thank you, boys.
The good Dr. Kevin Murphy, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. To Baldwin High School we go. Head coach Rob Shields and Baldwin, they were winners tonight over West Nassau. Coach Shields joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Thanks, Hacker. Appreciate it.
Coach, nice win for you guys, both offensively and defensively. Looked like you put it all together tonight.
Yeah, we definitely played our most complete ball game of the year. Starting to get some guys back healthy. I think we had 13 guys that couldn't play last week, and I got 4 of them back. So, it helps when you have players, I'll tell you that much.
Coach, you mentioned one of your better performances of the year. What made it that way?
Offensively, Kelvin Brown had missed a couple games, due to injury, been out. So he came back, caught a touchdown pass, caught a couple balls. Putting him out there gives us 3 legitimate receiving threats, and you can't really roll coverage. When you only got one receiver, you can roll the coverage to it, and so that opened up the run and the pass game. Gage Spruce made some great throws, hit Kelvin a couple times, and defensively, we knew they didn't really throw the ball too much. We keyed on the run, and we did a great job stopping the run tonight.
You're 2-0 with Gage Screws as your quarterback. That's Gavin's brother for people that say, oh, the name Screws sounds familiar. Well, yeah, Gavin Screws was a very good quarterback at Baldwin. His little brother Gage is the quarterback now, at least has been for the last 2 games. And against West Side and against West Nassau, Coach, it looks like he's doing a pretty good job for you guys.
Yeah, he's done a good job. He's, when you grow up on the sidelines, when I first got there, he's like a little 5-year-old kid running around, and his dad's a coach. His brother played. He understands the game, and he does a good job of recognizing the coverages and making the throw where it needs to be. And so when you do that, good things usually happen.
Coach, Nashawn Jacobs had a huge game last week, over 250 yards, 5-6 touchdowns. What kind of night did he have as an encore?
I actually ran for 315 last week. I didn't have the stats at the time. He had 28 carries for 315 yards. He was over 150. Offensive lineman owe him something because he broke an 80-yarder and got called back on a holding call, so he should have been over 200 again. But I haven't, I'm uploading the film now, so he's over 150 again in a couple of touchdowns.
Is he
he had another phenomenal game.
Is he like a track kid? He sounds like he's really fast.
Oh, he's he is a legit 4.5 guy. And in high school, everybody thinks 4.3, 4.3. 4.5 is absolutely moving, and he's a kid that you take a bad angle and he gets the corner, you're not catching. He's not afraid to run it up inside the tackles either, and he broke an 80-yarder up the middle and up off tackle, and just linebacker was a step slow, couldn't get there, and safety didn't stand a chance. It was see you later.
Final moments with Rob Shields of Baldwin. Winners tonight over West Nassau. Interesting couple of games coming up to finish out your regular season with Ribault and Ed White, and you're certainly in good shape for a postseason berth right now. And I would think with games like that, Coach, you have an opportunity to improve your seeding if you get a couple of wins here over Ribault and Ed White.
Yeah, got to just go 1-0. That's been the mantra, since we kind of got eliminated from our district race, and going to play Ribault on Thursday, and they're athletic and big, and so we've got our work cut out for us. But just like I tell the guys, you just win this week, we win next week, we're in for sure. You don't win them, then your fate's in the air in some kind of crazy math algorithm that I'm not smart to figure out. So let's just go 1-0 and make it easy.
Yeah, well, just put your trust in Denmark. That's how I figured out what's going on with the decimal points and whatnot. Rob Shields of Baldwin. Coach, congratulations on the win tonight.
Thanks, Hacker. You guys have a good one.
Appreciate it, Coach. That's a nice win. And look, Denmark, Gage Screws, Gavin's brother, 2-0 as a starting quarterback. That's a cool story out there at Baldwin right now.
Yeah, he threw his first touchdown pass tonight to Kelvin late in the first half, and Coach didn't mention it, but I mean it was a struggle for a little bit. It was 7-0 late in the first half, and then we got 2 touchdowns in the final minute of the first half off a turnover, and then we started to get it rolling. And Nashawn Jacobs had a long run, but yeah, it's good to see him running. We've had some struggles on offensively this year. In the last 2 weeks, we scored 42 and 35. So I'd like to keep it going these next 2 weeks.
315 last week for the running back at Baldwin. That's Derrick Henry at Yulee stuff.
Yeah, that'll get it done, right? 315 is not a bad day at the office. By the way, almost every game has gone final. Bradford County 42-0. They have another shutout as Bradford continues to roll. Madison County 29-16. Over Oakleaf. Madison County is really good. Oakleaf has played a ridiculously hard schedule. That's a good football team. Their record doesn't show it because they're just losing these games, but to really good opponents. We'll give you a complete scoreboard update. We've caught up with a lot of head coaches. We'll try to get a few more in, no question about that. It is the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights. We are presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic Service, and Air Conditioning with Dylan Denmark and Andrew Gibson. I'm the Hacker Ryan Green. Jacksonville, we're glad you're with us right here under the Friday Night Lights.
When it comes to my boys, them Jags, you've got opinions, and so do I. I'm E.T., and I'll share my instant reaction right after the game on all 1010XL social media channels powered by Brackish Vodka.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists is holding their annual Bumps and Bruises clinics every Saturday morning through early November. These injury evaluations are absolutely free and open to every school and athletic program. So see us this Saturday morning at 3 North Florida locations from 9 to 10. The Brooks Center for Sports Therapy inside the YMCA. Preferred Physical Therapy, Fleming Island. And at Atlas Physical Therapy in St. Johns County.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hey, Matt Hayes here. Expert Automotive is now open at our brand new state-of-the-art facility on St. John's Bluff Road. As always, every repair comes with a lifetime service repair warranty. Come celebrate our grand reopening by getting a free AC inspection, $50 off any repair, $199 brake specials, and free diagnostics all month long. Call 374-3373 or visit us at our new location at 2190 St. John's Bluff Road. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
Are you drowning in credit card debt? Want to get cash out of your home's equity? Loan Pronto can now do it in less than a week. Hey, it's Prosser here, and that's right. Loan Pronto's Equity Express line of credit just got even faster. You can get $50,000, $100,000, or even $200,000 in as little as 5 days. And you don't even have to touch your primary mortgage, so you can keep that 3% rate intact. Just get the money you need and pay off all those credit cards or get that home improvement project started. With this revolutionary program, you can access up to 90% of your home's value, and in most cases, there's no appraisal. Stop paying insane interest rates to the credit card companies and get tens or even hundreds of thousands in cash in as little as 5 days. Call Loan Pronto now for the even faster Equity Express line. 904-999-1508. LoanPronto.com or 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
Life's not complete without music. Friday, November 10th, 8 p.m. at Players Grill Mandarin, Julia Gulia takes the stage with unforgettable performances from the 90s, 2000s, and originals. It's not your average cover band. Players Grill Mandarin, where the neighborhood meets.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Join Boys and Girls Clubs of Northeast Florida for their Beaches Barbecue Bash, November 2nd at ABBQ in Atlantic Beach. Enjoy food, drinks, cornhole, live music, and a live auction while impacting young people. Learn more at bgcnf.org/events.
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called the Vault. Enter today at jaguars.com/shadows. One winner a guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase to enter or win, must be 18 or older and a legal resident of Florida or Georgia. Promotion period 9/5/23 through 12/15/23. For official rules and complete details, visit jaguars.com. Sponsored by Jacksonville Jaguars, LLC.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyriq.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dreamfinders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, we're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dreamfinders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
Ever wonder how you can transform your living spaces into captivating works of art? At First Coast Lighting and Fans, they offer a huge selection of high-quality products to match your desire for elegance, quality, and uniqueness. Visit their showroom on Phillips Highway at the Avenues and step into a world of quality without compromise.
Discover the difference that locally owned expertise makes and let them help you experience the transformation from average to extraordinary at First Coast Lighting and Fans.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is the Friday Night Lights postgame, presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning on 1010XL.
One of the best entrances in college football. You ever watch Virginia Tech come out to this?
Enter Sandman. Yeah.
Look, Virginia Tech's not a very good team, but I'll give them credit, man. That entrance is pretty awesome there at Lane Stadium in Blacksburg. Under the Friday Night Lights, 1010XL, 92.5 FM. A couple of great finishes tonight. Middleburg over Bishop Kenny, 31-28 with a 43-yard field goal as time expired. Creekside over Fleming Island, 49-48. As Creekside, the game-winning touchdown with 50 seconds to go. You had Rains 29-22 over Atlantic Coast. Ed White 28-20 over Ribault, just to name a few. Let's go out to Baker County High School. Head coach Kevin Mays of the Baker County Wildcats. They were winners tonight over Jackson. Coach Mays joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Thanks, guys. That was another good one considering senior night and homecoming. Coaches know what that means.
Yeah, a lot of distractions, no question about it. Well, you guys are playing some of your best football. I mean, we've talked, Coach, and the first of the year did not start the way you wanted to. But, boy, the last month or so, you guys look like you're putting it together a little bit.
Yeah, we're playing really good right now. Both sides of the ball, special teams, everything you want. The guys seem to be having fun. They've really come together as a team, and it's a fun group of guys to be around right now.
Coach, congratulations on the win tonight. Tell us about some of the individual guys that performed well on your team.
The big one to talk about to me is Hudson Register. He's a 10th grade quarterback that was starting at linebacker at the beginning of the season, and after some injuries and stuff, that he has stepped in and controlled the offense and has done a tremendous job leading those guys. And then defensively, our linebacker core, Case Foster and Seth Chestnut, those guys, they kind of control the things in the middle for us. But, it's become a true team effort for us across the board. So it's, like I said, it's fun to be. And tonight, playing Jackson, from what I was heard out of all the football that's been played, it's the first time that we beat that team. And they were a good team and good win for us tonight.
Kevin Mays of Baker County here with us on 1010XL under the Friday Night Lights. And, Coach, we talked about this when you won the district last week, but now you look at the season as a whole, right? With all the challenges this season, I know you've had a plethora of injuries at the quarterback position, which that is unbelievably hard to overcome in high school football. When you add everything together, the fact that you are a district champion, you are putting it together now as we get into late October, it's got to be pretty satisfying for you and your staff to have overcome a lot of these obstacles here in the regular season.
Yeah, it has, and it's people have asked me district championships, and you go back through my coaching history. This one, honestly, is probably the most satisfying personally to me, just because of everything that we've gone through. But like I said, it's not just me. I just try to point the guys in the right direction, and they've come together as a group, and it's been really neat to see these guys come together and win the last 4 games and put ourselves in a place where we're rolling into the playoffs and feeling good about our chances when we get there.
Tell us a little bit more about the Hudson Register story. Was he playing linebacker and you said, let's try him at quarterback? What was his story?
Well, 9th grade year, he played quarterback and linebacker on JV, and he came up this year, and, we had Davion Dean who got hurt, and then 2 other guys stepped up, and one thing or another, it didn't work out. Hudson kind of said, Coach, I can do it, and we put him in there, and we just haven't looked back. And he's really smart, knows the offense, makes the right throws, very tough runner. He's a dual threat type guy. He's like 6'2", 215, and can run, and he brings a lot of versatility to us, and we've obviously benefited from it because, like I said, we've won the last 4 with him taking over.
It's a great story, no question about it. A kid steps up to the plate and delivers. Baker County now winners of 4 games in a row. They're already a district champion. They know they will at least have one home playoff game this postseason. And, Coach, we ask you about this every week. We had Rob Shields on from Baldwin, Kyle Doherty of Yulee. We're about to have Jamie Rogers on of Bradford County. And you combine some other local schools in there, Palatka among them. Well, that's going to be a really, really interesting region when the postseason gets underway.
It is, and it's, you know, I think I said it last week. You know, you don't like playing the same teams twice. It's hard to beat a team twice, but it's kind of a good thing for our district, saying that we're going to have 3, and you know, if it was this past week, it would have been 4 with Fernandina Beach. But you know, we're going to play whoever they put in front of us and go from there and see what happens.
Well, Coach, congratulations. 4 wins in a row, including a big win tonight there for Baker County. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Kevin Mays of Baker County, from the current Baker County coach to a former coach at Baker County, now doing, I'd call it a pretty good job at Bradford, as they are still undefeated on the year. That is head coach Jamie Rogers of the Bradford County Tornadoes, winners again tonight. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you, fellas. Appreciate y'all having us on.
Coach, 42-0. Now, I don't know much about your opponent, but stands to reason that your defense obviously had a heck of a performance tonight.
Yeah, we played really well tonight. We actually, I think it was early second quarter, DB got caught looking in the backfield, got beat over the top, and we ran him down inside the 1, and then ended up blocking a field goal on 4th and goal from the 8. So, yeah, that was an unbelievable stand. Really got us going. It was about to be 14-7, and from that point forward, I think Dejan went 90 yards right after the blocked field goal to make it 21-0 instead of 14-7, which was set up by our defense, which was incredible job by them. They love stuff like that.
Coach, you've had some really good teams. You've had some really good defenses over the years. I mean, your defense has allowed 39 points this season. I mean, that is just incredible stuff. I mean, how have you ever coached a defense like this before?
Last year maybe, and then 2017, ours was really good at Baker. The 2017 season, we gave up probably 80% of our points in the fourth quarter with running clocks. That 2017 year, the year we made the run and played Heritage, a lot of the points scored on that team was in the 2014 and Swanee. We had a really good defense, kind of similar like that, but for back-to-back years, I've never had one like this with guys that loved it. It's about not giving up first downs and not giving up points. They love it. They talk about it during the week. So I just go with it. It's a lot of fun to coach, I can tell you that. So probably not back-to-back seasons like this.
Jamie Rogers of Bradford County. You know, Coach, it's interesting. As good as you guys are, and you are very, very good, make no mistake about that, well, you got a big one next week for a district championship. I mean, right? You and Palatka, that is a district title game next week. Now, we obviously know both of you will be in the postseason, but that's a big one for you guys next week.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Coach Turner's done a great job over there since he's got there, gotten a lot of kids back out playing. Hey, they're really good. I've seen them on film already a couple times. That they got 4 or 5 guys that can go to the house at any point in time. Got unbelievable playmakers on the offensive side, and they're improved on defense. I talk to our guys every day at practice this week, and I talked to them tonight after the game. There's nothing better in athletics than the chance to raise a trophy. I don't care what level it is. I don't care how old you are. And those times, the older you get, the less opportunity you have to do it. And, I mean, the chance to get to play for a district championship in front of our home crowd, we're 8-0, they're 7-1. This place will be jumping next week. It'll be – everything will be closed here. There'll be people here at 6 o'clock for a 7:30 kickoff. It's going to be a great atmosphere next week.
Coach, final question. Who's somebody for Bradford that we're not talking about enough this year, one of your players?
Probably if I had to give an unsung type guy, like we know about Dejan and Khalil and Torrin and Chase and all those guys. You've heard about them for a long time. We've got a newcomer named Demarius Lewis. We call him Duke. He plays opposite of Torrent at defensive end. He has created havoc, and he's another bookend out there. We had some really good defensive end last week. He's come in and given us a shot in the arm this week. Tons of tackles, tons of sacks, tackles for loss. He's probably the most unsung hero kind of guy on our defense.
It's pretty good when you have two teams that are combined 15-1 playing for a district championship in late October, and that's exactly what we'll have next week between Palatka and Bradford County. Jamie Rogers of Bradford County. Coach, congratulations. Best of luck next week.
Thank you, fellas. Appreciate y'all.
Big win tonight for Bradford County. A big win for Ed White. Head coach Lawrence Johnson of Ed White joins us under the Friday Night Lights as they get the win over Ribault tonight. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Coach, close ball game, right? You guys found a way to get it done there in the fourth quarter. A rivalry aspect as well. You must be very pleased with tonight's outcome.
Yeah, I am. It's always good to get the win. We played hard, and in the fourth quarter, we made the plays we needed to make.
Coach, go ahead, Coach.
No, you go ahead.
Well, you guys are playing really well at home. What's been the key to that for Ed White?
I think it's just familiarity. The bus situation in Duval County is kind of bad. So, actually, our game tonight started 15 minutes late because Ribault was getting over there late. But when you're on the road, sometimes we don't really know what time we're going to leave. The schedule is a little bit off, and you're kind of adjusting all the time on the fly. But I think it's just the familiarity with being at home, going through a good routine, and they're just used to it. And we got a good support system over at Ed White. We got a good band, the cheerleaders, the crowd, the community. So the guys seem to just play a little bit harder when we're at home.
Lawrence Johnson of Ed White, they are winners tonight over Ribault to go to 5-3 on the year. Coach, I'm looking at your schedule, and what's interesting is, and correct me if I'm wrong, you guys are taking a pretty decent road trip next week, correct?
Yes, we are. We're going down to Palm Beach County, and we're playing the Benjamin School, who seems to be pretty good. I haven't checked to see if they won tonight yet, but I think they were 6-1, and they got a running back committed to Georgia, so we've got a big challenge ahead of us this week.
Coach, what was the thinking there? Because obviously you guys look like you're going to be in the postseason, but you're going to play games up here, right? That region's going to be nuts with you guys and Rains and Riverside and Bishop Kenny and Bowles. I mean, it's going to be fun as heck here locally. What was the thinking about making a trip down to South Florida this late in the year?
Well, we just happen to have an opening at an odd date. So we have a two-team district. For most people, Week 10 is a district game. We had a Week 10 opening on our schedule. So while most of the state was matched up with district play, there were really only a few teams that had openings, and they had one. We reached out to them, and they welcomed us down, and I thought it'd be a good idea to take a good road trip. It's always good to get on the road, especially if you have aspirations of making a run in the playoffs. So they get used to the travel, eating at a different place, and really for the kids, it's just fun. So they like to get out of town and play some different schools, and I think it'll be a good matchup for us.
No, I agree. I remember when I had to go to Tallahassee a couple of times when I was at Wolfson, I had a blast. I don't know much about Benjamin, but what I do know is this, Gibby. 35-0 over Pahokee, 48-6 over Glades Central.
Yeah.
They lost to Palm Beach Central 27-24, so obviously that's a pretty good program. But you know what? Ed White's a pretty good program. They got to play Ed White too. So it'll be North Florida against South Florida, Coach. A little bit of bragging rights on the line.
Yeah, I know our guys have played hard. We're going down to South Florida. This is really my first time taking a trip like this in the regular season also. So it'll be a good experience for us. Like I said, they're a tough team, and it always helps to play tough teams.
I went with a Bowles down to American Heritage last year, so I know that South Florida trip pretty well like that. Hey, I want to ask you about Anthony Duncan. Looks like he's having a really good year for you. I believe 6 sacks on the year for him. Tell us about what Anthony's doing for you.
Anthony is a great player for us. He's a great leader, just someone we can always count on. He does a great job of getting after the quarterback, and not only just sacking the quarterback, he makes a lot of tackles for loss too. So he just is a playmaker for us, and like I said, a guy who can play wherever we need him to play on the defensive line, whether it's out at defensive end or sometimes moving them inside. So very unselfish player and hard worker for us.
Ed White improves to 5-3 on the year. A victory tonight over Ribault. And again, a little North Florida versus South Florida bragging rights next White as Ed White heads down to the Palm Beach area. Coach, congratulations on the win tonight.
All right, thank you. Hopefully I'm talking to you again next week.
Lawrence Johnson of Ed White with us here under the Friday Night Lights. We'll come back, maybe one or two more victorious head coaches. We'll start putting a wrap on what's been a very busy week number 9. We'll look ahead. Interesting week next week. Duval County schools play on Thursday night because of Florida, Georgia, Georgia, Florida. They have to have extra security downtown. Gee, I wonder why that is. So all the security that's normally at high school games on Friday converges downtown. So if you're a Duval County school playing a home game, you'll play on Thursday. That includes Bowles and Bishop Kenny for a district championship. So we will actually be on Gibby, UI, and Denmark under the Thursday night lights next week. But there are a lot of key games on Friday that we will get to as well. We'll start taking a look at those. We'll give you one more complete scoreboard rundown as well. It is the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights. We are presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic Service, and Air Conditioning. A lot more to do. Glad you're with us. 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
It's a heavyweight showdown in the SEC. It's number 11 Alabama and number 17 Tennessee.
Saturday at 3 on 1010XL, Jacksonville's college football station.
Meet Bruce.
Hey there.
He's a busy soccer dad who's trying hard to learn the game.
Go for the end zone.
Whoops. Luckily, other things come easy, like banking with Chase. On a tip from his banker, he set up AutoSave in the Chase mobile app. So what are you saving for, Bruce?
Father-daughter soccer camp.
Smart bankers, convenient tools, one bank with the power of both. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
AutoSave requires a Chase checking and savings account. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC.
Don't wait for tomorrow. Make the days count. Gatorade has carbs to fuel and electrolytes to help replenish, so you can count on the proven formula. Nothing beats Gatorade.
Find it at your local Winn-Dixie. For the athletes who give everything, nothing beats Gatorade. The studied, tested, and proven fuel for the world's greatest athletes. Gatorade, proudly supporting high school sports on the First Coast.
Here's your 1010XL community calendar of local events and nonprofit groups helping people here at home.
Your high school girls can join the Duval Tides girls rugby team. No tryouts and no experience necessary. Learn everything you need to know at Jax HS Girls Rugby on Facebook and Instagram.
The Knights of Columbus 5535 annual golf tournament is November 6th at Glen Kernan Country Club. To find out how to play or sponsor, call 249-5535.
You can play golf with Josh Scobie and other former Jaguars players and celebrities while raising money for the First Tee. November 13th at Deerwood Country Club's First Tee Open.
To walk in the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society Light the Night Walk on November 16th at UNF. Register at lightthe.night.org.
Your love can give pets a purpose. To adopt a loving animal from the Jacksonville Humane Society, call 725-8766.
You can find out how to share your community event at 1010XL.com.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Multi-unit hair grafting is now available at IHRS and can give you 3 times more hair in one procedure over a traditional hair transplant.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
You can grow your hair back with this exclusive new procedure. Call for a free evaluation. Call IHRS 904-777-IHRS 777-IHRS 777-4477.
Hacker here, and look, football season is in full swing, and no game day setup is complete without the Sausage Dude sausage. I'm a sausage guy, and the Sausage Dude sausage is the best sausage I've ever had. Try their 4 terrific flavors: including Polish, Hungarian, beer bratwurst with jalapeno, and my personal favorite, the Italian today, by picking them up at any Publix in the Jacksonville area. Football and sausage, it's a winning combination. Go get the Sausage Dude sausage at any Publix in the Jacksonville area right now.
The YMCA provides after-school care programs for kindergartners through middle school at over 40 sites across the First Coast. Our programs focus on safety, health, social and emotional growth, and academic enhancement. At the Y, your child can build self-reliance, get help with schoolwork, explore new talents, and develop healthy relationships with others, all in a safe, nurturing environment. Plus, financial assistance is available. Learn more at fcymca.org.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here. You've heard me talking about Pella Windows and Doors. With great ratings and expert reviews, you know they're high quality and energy efficient products. So what's your next step? Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or just stop by the Pella showroom on Phillips Highway. Their professional design consultants will guide you through your entire project from start to finish. And that's the quality and service you can expect from Pella Windows and Doors.
Are you looking to maintain your cool? Look no further than Lloyd's Heating and Air. At Lloyd's Heating and Air, your go-to experts for all things HVAC. Whether you're building a new home, need a brand new AC installation, or just want to make sure your current system is running at peak performance, with a maintenance plan, we've got you covered. Our skilled team specializes in new construction HVAC, making sure your home or business is comfortable from the moment you step inside. Lloyd'sHeatingandAir.com. CMC 1249834.
Get ready for big hair and big hits with Warrant.
Sweet cherry pie.
November 3rd at Thrasher Horn Center. Spend the night in rock heaven. Warrant, featuring 4 original members finely tuned in tip-top musical form. Warrant, playing the hits. See Warrant at Thrasher Horn Center. Get your tickets now.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, congratulating 1010XL Scholar Athlete of the Week. Kimberly Carr, senior track and field athlete at Baldwin High. Kimberly takes part in cross country, weightlifting, and varsity track and field. She's also a member of the National Honor Society.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville.
Gatorade is the #1 sports drink and the proven fuel of high school athletes. Nothing beats Gatorade. Proud sponsors of the High School Half Hour.
Final segment under the Friday Night Lights, 1010XL 92.5 FM. Let's get one more. Victoria's head coach, Donovan Maslin of Raines, now 7-1 on the year. They get it done tonight over Atlantic Coast, 29-22. Coach Maslin joins us here on 1010XL. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Coach,
appreciate it.
Big week for you guys, right? You beat Ribault in the Northwest Classic last week. Now 6 days later, you beat Atlantic Coast. 2 really good wins. You must be very pleased.
Yeah, I'm pleased. Just to get the win. It's always good when you're able to get the win and come out victorious. But, we got a lot of stuff we need to clean up this week.
Coach, appreciate your time on Monday morning. Really appreciate that. Hey, man, you guys have played really well in a lot of close ball games this year. What has been the key to that?
Just attention to detail in those crucial moments. It's just a testament to our special category period that we have throughout the week. We overemphasize different situations in the game that we practice every day so that when they see it in the game, they don't panic. Like today, the kids was like, this special category. We done been through this in practice, so it's going to be easy. We just got to go out there and execute. So that's just a testament to what we do in practice every day throughout the week to prepare for the game.
Yeah, Raines has won 4 games this year by a combined 11 points, but they're 4-0 in those contests. Very, very impressive. Again, Donovan Maslin, the head coach of Raines. Coach, it's interesting, and you still have 2 regular season games left. I know it's 1 game at a time. We don't want to get too far ahead, but this question has to do with your last 2 games. In your region, look, sometimes high school football home field advantage maybe doesn't mean as much as it does other times. But in that region, Coach, with the backyard at Riverside, San Jose Boulevard with Bowles, the St. Johns River with Bishop Kenny, you guys in the graveyard, I mean, there are some serious home field advantages there, and it's probably vital for you guys to stay at that one spot so you know everybody would have to come to the graveyard in the postseason.
Definitely. Definitely take it one game at a time. We haven't even looked forward to the playoff brackets or nothing like that. We just want to make sure that we go 2-0 in district, become district champs. I tell the kids all the time, we got to, win in the city before we compete with teams down south. And, their mindset is on straight. And, they're going to do what they need to do to go out and execute. We're going to make sure they're prepared mentally. We're going to make sure they're prepared for it scheme-wise and what the opponents are trying to do to us. And just whenever that moment gets here where, we're focused on the playoffs, I'm pretty sure our kids will be locked in. We have some great senior leadership on both sides of the ball. So we have a lot of kids that, had the experience last year going into the regional final game. So, that's always good to have, on a team that, has been through that before, so that they know how to attack it, coming back to the following year.
Coach, you guys are 5-0 at home this year. You've got one more home game left. You guys have a real shot at going undefeated at home this year. Does it mean something like that? Does something like that mean something to you to go undefeated at home?
You always want to win, especially when you playing in front of your home crowd with the the electricity, the environment. You want to give the fans something to be proud of, and that's what we set out to do: defend the graveyard week in and week out that we're playing here. We don't take it for granted. We love playing at home. It's a great atmosphere, with the cheerleaders, the fans that come, the band, the alumni that come, that, they're able to come back to a home game. So it's an all-around great atmosphere, and just to continue to uphold the tradition, moving forward.
It is a great environment, one of the best in Northeast Florida out there at Raines High School. Raines now 7-1 on the year as they take care of Atlantic Coast tonight, 29-22. Donovan Maslin of Raines, congratulations, Coach.
Thank you, as always, man. It's great to hear from you guys.
Appreciate you, Coach. Have a terrific weekend. All right, final scoreboard update to come. Before we do there, it is time for the Gatorade Player of the Week.
Time now for the Gatorade Player of the Week. Gatorade, the world's #1 sports drink and the proven fuel of high school athletes. Nothing beats Gatorade. Find it at your local Winn-Dixie.
Gibby, there were a lot of choices tonight, but I think the Player of the Week, you heard what he did right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM a few hours ago.
Caleb Robinson, the kicker for Middleburg, a 43-yard field goal to beat Bishop Kenny by a final score tonight of 31-28. And we had Ryan Wolf, the Middleburg coach, on, and he said this guy is one of the best, maybe kickers not in the state, but in the country. High praise from the head coach. Caleb Robinson, the Middleburg kicker, congratulations.
Said he felt comfortable sending him out there from 52.
Wow.
I mean, that's pretty – and to make a 43-yarder as time expired, you don't see a lot of high school kickers do that.
No.
So congratulations to that young man. All right, one last scoreboard update. Look, it was an interesting night. There were some blowouts. There were some close games. What about the close games? You mentioned Middleburg, 31-28 over Bishop Kenny. Creekside, 49-48 over Fleming. We just talked about Raines, 29-22 over Atlantic Coast. I would lump Ed White in there, 28-20 over Ribault. Certainly some games tonight, Gibby, that came down to the wire.
Yeah, and Creekside able to get a 1-point victory over Fleming Island. That saved their playoff chances pretty much in that victory tonight. A 1-point win coming down to the very final seconds. A missed field goal by Fleming Island of about 50 yards, something like that. Really by the skin of their teeth. Creekside hanging on to a playoff berth with that win tonight. That was one that really stood out.
Riverside 37-7 over Sandalwood. It was Stanton getting their first win of the year, 42-8 over Harvest Community. First Coast, a winner tonight over Paxson. First Coast, a lot of confidence now going into that district title game on Thursday against Fletcher.
Yeah, there were 12 teams in the area on a bye this week. Fletcher, Mandarin, there were some big teams that we talk a lot about. Trinity was on a bye this week. But Fletcher, coming off that bye, they're going to face First Coast for a district championship on Thursday, and that's going to be a great game.
Baker County was a winner, 31-14 over Jackson. St. Augustine, 56-0 over Gainesville as St. Augustine continues to roll. I thought Yulee had a really nice performance tonight, 33-0 there over Episcopal. I mean, what do you say about Ponte Vedra? 35-0 over Orange Park as the Sharks now have won 7 games in a row.
They're on a very short list of hottest teams in the Jacksonville area and maybe in the state of Florida. There's not too many teams that have won 7 games in a row and haven't lost a game since August, and that's what Ponte Vedra's done.
District championship game next Thursday night, 1010XL, 92.5 FM. It'll be Bowles versus Bishop Kenny. Remember, Kenny beat Bowles last year to win the district. Bowles will probably have a little revenge on their minds there as Bishop Kenny makes the trip to San Jose Boulevard. The loss tonight for BK combined with Bowles having a bye week, does that play a factor next Thursday night?
Yeah, I think it does. I think if you're Bowles, you've got extra film to look at for a loss on Bishop Kenny, maybe some exposing some weaknesses perhaps on Bishop Kenny's football team. But, Bowles has got issues of their own. I mean, we know that. The Bowles defense has not been up to the standard we've seen in previous years. Should be a really good game.
Now, again, we will be on Thursday night next week after Bowles and Bishop Kenny. We'll have some Thursday night lights. Hacker After Dark will actually air on Friday during the St. Johns County, Nassau County game, so I'll keep you updated on those. But as far as the post-game show, we will be on Thursday following Bowles and Bishop Kenny. Gibby, I enjoyed it, my friend. We'll do it again next week.
That's right. Jags already got a victory. Enjoy the football weekend.
That is Andrew Gibson. For Dylan Denmark, I'm the Hacker Ryan Green. It has been the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights. We have been presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic Service, and Air Conditioning. Jags a winner. Gators are off. Seminoles play tomorrow night. Enjoy lounging around tomorrow. Maybe not the pressure you have on a football weekend normally in October. And we will talk to you on Monday when Jeff Prosser is in this studio at 6 a.m. to kick off another week here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Have an absolutely terrific week.